In this video, I will try to reconstruct, as far as possible, a historical account of Jesus. My goal is not to argue whether Jesus is God or not, but to understand the world into which he was born, the tensions that surrounded him, and why his words had the impact they did. I want to look at him in his context as a real person who lived in a specific time, facing very concrete problems. Today, almost no one doubts that Jesus of Nazareth existed. Beyond the Gospels, there are external sources that mention him. Flavius Josephus, a Jewish historian from the 1st century, briefly names him in his Jewish Antiquities. And Tacitus, a Roman historian from the 2nd century, also refers to him in his Annals, although with clear disdain. In other words, even those who were not Christians spoke about him. To build this account, I relied mainly on the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke, known as the Synoptic Gospels, because they tell the story from a similar perspective. I approached the Gospel of John with more distance because, from very early on, it has been understood that its intention is more theological than narrative. In addition, I consulted the 3 volumes of Jesus of Nazareth by Benedict XVI in order to understand the religious reading of many episodes, as well as other scholars with very different perspectives. On top of that, I added my own reflections, more human and practical, aimed at grounding what these scenes might mean today. Before fully entering the story, there is something we must keep in mind. The Gospels were written several decades after the events, when the first Christian communities had already spread beyond Judea and Galilee. That is why they were written in ancient Greek and not in Hebrew or Aramaic, which were the languages of the region. Their authors gathered oral traditions, memories, and some written sources to narrate events that had occurred approximately 40 to 65 years earlier. With that clarified, let us begin with the context